So y'all heard that, very important. So when it comes time to make campaign donations, don't forget, my office is very important. Hey, it's great to be with you this morning, and great to see so many friendly faces that I've worked with over the years in the legislature, now at the Secretary of State's office. And I want you to understand how important it is for me to have your friendships. We do good things at the Secretary of State's office, but we do them because we have a strong team. It's about the folks who are around me, the folks who challenge me. And every interview we had coming into office, I told every one of them, I don't want yes men, I don't want yes women. I want folks who would challenge us to make sure we're making the right decision to do the right thing for Mississippi. This isn't about me, it's about us. And I take that same approach to governing here in the state of Mississippi. You're the ones who know your communities best. You're the ones who know what we need the best. So I need your help. And many of you have heard about our initiative, Tackle the Tape. It's one that I'm really proud of. We launched it back in 2020. We had several calls from DC, one of them being from the White House. They heard about Tackle the Tape, and the former administration talked a lot about cutting regulations and why that's good for businesses. You saw that with our economy, the economy taking off because regulations hurt businesses. And so we launched the Tackle the Tape initiative, and we're able to talk about that across the country, what Mississippi was doing to cut the regulatory burden here in our state. But one of the things I want to tell you about is I need your help with that. When we built our website, and if you go to the Secretary of State's website, you can click on Tackle the Tape. So when you see regulations, when you see ordinances, when you see statutes, whatever it is that's bad for your business, I hope you'll tell us about it. I can't do it alone. In Mississippi, we've got over 118,000 regulations on the books. So it's tough to tackle every one of those. And we don't have to tackle all of them. I'm not anti-regulation. If it's a smart regulation, if it's narrowly tailored for a public health benefit, if it's good regulation, that's okay. But when it's regulations that don't make sense, that are harmful for our businesses, I hope that you will help me to understand those, to make sure that, hey, let's tackle those. So we've got a couple of stories that I love to talk about, really, that's happened across the state. One of them is in Tupelo. And so you may remember, there's a group up there now that came to Tupelo, and basically they were putting a program together where if you were selling a used car, you could sell it to our dealerships, and dealerships were having problems with their inventory. They couldn't get used cars. So this guy comes in and he says, look, I got this great idea, but I need some help. I'm having an issue with the Department of Revenue. And if the Department of Revenue's here, I love you guys, you are wonderful. But I'm having an issue with the Department of Revenue, and I need some help. And so I said, okay, fine. What's going on? And so he said, look, there's this form on the website that we're trying to use, and basically DOR is telling us you can't use that form, even though they're the ones publishing it and telling us that's what you're supposed to use. So I called Chris, and Chris is fantastic, and we were able to kind of talk through this issue, but didn't really move the ball. And so Andrew calls me back, he's the CEO of this company. He said, listen, I'm in Birmingham, I'm in Nashville, and I'm in Tupelo, Mississippi. We're a young tech firm because basically it's all on the internet. And if I want to locate my headquarters, and I really want to be in Tupelo, but if I can't get help with the Department of Revenue, I'm going. I'm going to Birmingham or I'm going to Nashville. So I called Chris back and I said, listen, here's the deal. I need your help. How do we get to the bottom of this? Is this a state regulation? Is this something that you are doing internally? What's going on with this? And he said, I think it's a federal issue. And I said, well, look, I'm an attorney, and we like to read documents. Sorry, I'm an attorney, but I am. We like to read documents, and as I understand it, Tennessee and Alabama, where he is operating, uses the same form. So it's not a federal issue, because last I checked, they're in the same country as we are. And if it operates there and it works there, it should work here too. So what's the deal? How do we get to the bottom of this? This was a 7-month process. 6 months into it, Andrew calls and says, listen, man, I'm gone. I said, no. Pump the brakes, give me one more chance. And so we went back to DOR. Long story short, they allowed that form. It's a proper form, and they're allowing it to function. Andrew calls back about a few months later, and he says, did you see the announcement from MDA? I said, no, what's going on? He said, man, we are locating in Tupelo, Mississippi. It's about 50 jobs with an average salary of about $60,000. Folks, that was gone to Birmingham or Nashville had Andrew not had an advocate at the Secretary of State's office. That's the power of cutting through red tape. That's the power of cutting the regulatory burden. And that's where I need your help. The more of these younger CEOs and companies and new things that are coming to Mississippi, the better for us to keep our students here. So with your help, we can do that. One of the other things that we've tried to do, I was just at Siemens about 2 weeks ago and kind of learning about their business, what they do here. Mississippi, we do a terrible job of being confident, of understanding the great things that we have here. So I think one of the reasons, and I actually asked a group of young leaders this morning, are you going to stay in Mississippi or are you going to leave? And if you're going to leave, why? And the common answer always is, there's just a lack of opportunity. And so one of the things that I've learned is, we don't even know what we do here. How do we tell those stories? And so we tell those stories by me coming to your company, learning what you do. So then when I'm on the road talking to schools, I can tell folks about, hey, did you know we make the only shoulder-fired rocket in the country right here in Mississippi? I didn't know that, and I was in the legislature for 3 terms. How do our children know that? Of course they don't know that. How many of you knew that? Probably not a whole lot of you. It's a secret. You knew that, General. Of course you knew it. When I found this place, by the way, I was going up 45, I was on a campaign trail, and I saw this bunker over there. I was like, what in the world is that? And someone told me, and so I went and visited it, learned all about it. And so now I can tell our children across the state, my daughters, hey, you can go build a rocket that you can shoot from your shoulder. It's pretty cool. Did you know we're doing that in Mississippi? But that's the key, making sure we're telling our children there is opportunity here. And I told every one of those children this morning, students, young leaders, before you leave Mississippi, will you please call me? And you tell me what you want to do. And I will tell you the opportunities that are here. That's what we've got to do. Have confidence in ourselves. Have faith in Mississippi. We've got so many bright leaders here. We just hear this national narrative, and sometimes we just kind of start to believe it. That's not who we are. Mississippi's brilliant. We're bright. It is a perfect time to be in Mississippi. So y'all help me with Tackle the Tape. Help me with your stories. Invite me to your places of business so I can learn about your story and help tell others about it. We're going to keep our best and brightest here. I'm committed to that. I'm committed to helping you cut the regulatory burden. Thank you for what you do for our state. God bless you, and let me know when I can help.